On YouTube, if you don't have the right title, you won't get clicked. And if your video isn't clicked, they won't circulate it. Nobody will see it no matter how good the content. Like in this world, it's like the package, the content, the show, the display. What's inside doesn't matter as much, but hopefully if you can hook them, you can keep them there. And so it's a compromise you have to make, and it's a racket, but it's the game we play in this world. And that game includes the so-called spiritual world. So I'm going to tell you this story today because I genuinely want to help. Because I was there, maybe where you are today, and I was a believer, and I was idealistic, and I had blind faith and was very naive. And even when I thought something seemed off, I told myself it was a test, that I was impure, that I needed to change my perspective and not question the guru. So, okay, I had a pretty difficult, very difficult, dark beginning. And that was also involving religion and all sorts of things that aren't important right now. The bottom line is that when I thought I found the truth after I meditated, I went on another spiritual search, still about God, but in a different way, a less religious way, a non-Christian way. And I wanted to find a spiritual teacher because I've read that's what you have to do. You have to meditate for like 10 hours a day. You have to do all these things, and you have to become enlightened quick because that's what it's all about. And so I began searching for a very long time, and I did everything to make it happen. And for years I did yoga on my own. I did all sorts of austerities. I was very intense about it, because I thought it would be a way, it felt like it would be a way for me to overcome the things that had happened to me and the way God had been presented to me prior to this new awakening, this new way of seeing spirituality. However, I did find a teacher after 5 years of doing yoga, and for a couple of years that was okay. And then I met someone else, and those of you who know me know who it is, otherwise it doesn't matter. But I got pulled into that, and the reasons don't matter. What I'm trying to say is that once again I gave my power away, seeing things I knew weren't, but I kept it going, thinking it was me. Thinking, what else do I have besides this? What do I know? Who am I? They're the one, they're the one, they're the one. And genuinely, there was something real, and there's something real about many of these teachers we can find. But we're giving our power away and our money away and our agency. So I ended up marrying this person. And because I was married to this person, I suddenly had the same VIP status as they did in connection to them. And so I was able to see behind the scenes and meet all the other spiritual VIPs. And immediately I was in deep trauma because I had prepared all these years thinking one day I'll be around these spiritual people. One day I'll be able to be light like them. I'll be good like them. Finally, I'll be like them if I could just be good enough to be around them, if I could just do it hard enough, if I could just get over myself enough. And they kept making me feel like that was true. But behind the scenes in the spiritual VIP world are humans just like me and you. And the spiritual VIP world, and I'm talking about the spiritual teachers and all the spiritual things out there where they've got all their social media pages, they're presenting you all these opportunities to be a better, greater person. If you have all this money and you get sucked into these holes and you give your power away and you feel better maybe for a little bit, especially if you don't actually get to know them in person, and then you're right back where you were. And it's this circular thing because it's like, it's no different than anything else. And these people, and this person I was with, they're just humans like me and you. I'm no different than you just because I make these videos. they don't really know what you think they know about you. Hopefully, if the energy in the room is good enough, they can channel something, but that depends on the audience. Hopefully, they're living a life moral enough to have the capacity to be pure enough to receive that energy from the audience to be able to do so, but most of them don't. It's a show and it's a personality cult around individuals because spirituality shouldn't be a business, but it has become a business. And at first it was very hard for me, but I had to justify it because I realized, well, I'm now taking care of this person I'm with, managing their thing, doing it with them, and I realized it takes money to live. But in the end, anyone who's guiding you spiritually can't be something that you pay for, because then they're in service to you. And for someone to help you, they can't be in service to you in that way. They have to be able to take you or leave you because the choice is yours, if that's a relationship you want. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I spent many years, ever since I began, when I was like 22, learning, stop giving your power away. Stop giving your power away. But what else can you do? The world is a very difficult place we're living in now. And everything has become a transaction, and everything is about materialism any way you turn. These people that have all these things to say to you, they're showmen. I'm even showman in a way, because if a person can say something doesn't mean it's true or real. I spent many years looking for a teacher, a spiritual teacher, after having a difficult upbringing, a difficult, very dark life. And I thought that was the way out of the darkness, but it wasn't. I learned the hard way, after many years, that I had been giving my power away, however innocent and idealistic the reason. These people are not any different than me or you. In the end, you have to be with what is. There is no savior. There is no spiritual group that has the answer for you that you don't already have. It's a dangerous territory. All the money that goes into becoming better than who you are. And when it comes to God, we should never have to pay for God, because God is within. And people make a business out of it. And when I stopped making videos, it's because I don't want to be a part of it, and yet I know there are people out there who maybe are benefiting from what I can say, because I have been there and I've been through the worst of it, and I've seen the worst of it. And it really devastated my life for a very long time. But I came back trying to speak the truth, which didn't help very much, but that's all I can really do. And so when I disappear for a while, it's because I've been writing. I wrote a couple memoirs about this just to get it out. So I started writing novels, because what I can get behind is the creative processing of trauma, of deeper yearnings, and of larger truths. Because this energy I talk about, this Kundalini creative force, call it what you want, is a creative force and is a very destructive force. And so when we're able to be constructive in our use of it and how it's working in our lives, we can create magical things if we aspire to do so. We can turn our pain into beauty. That's the only thing I have to say, is to live the truth and turn your pain into beauty. And if you're not able to, just lay there and be with what is. Because after everything I've done, all that I know now, all that I can tell you now, and I have met so many spiritual teachers, and some very, very, very high spiritual teachers, but they're not in my life. I can't sit there and stare at them forever. All I can do is be with what is, and that is with me. And I have to have my own power, and so do you. And we can't give it away. We have to harness it. This world will deceive us. And while we need the support, we also need to have the strength to support ourselves and lift ourselves up. And hopefully those two can balance each other out, that you will get what you need when you need it, and that you're able to have that will to get it. Because you can't wait around for someone to lift you and pick you up. Because even if they do, it doesn't make you stronger. But when you're strong enough and you've used enough of your willpower to lift yourself up, you will get the help you need. As hard as it's been for me, I'm still here, against all odds, nearly dying twice, because of all the stress I went through. In that marriage, dealing with all those spiritual VIP and all those hordes of people, everyone telling me they loved me, they loved me, they loved me. And people think it, but it's about the stage lights, it's about materialism, it's about glamour. Because where are those people now? So learn to love yourself and to stop reaching out looking for something fantastic, some gimmick, some symptom you can find out about, some sign you can see that you're going to be the next VIP, that you're going to be the special one. We are all the special one. The person I was with, the people I've known, they literally think they are chosen. Everyone is the special one. What happens is the beautiful essence of those teachings becomes marred by our experiences and our traumas that are generated in connection with those teachers. And it makes it harder and harder as time goes by to separate that. So be very careful when you give your power away, and understand that things aren't always as innocent as they appear. To be with what is, to know what is supports you, to feel and believe and trust and honestly say you have done the best you can do, and that God knows, whoever God is, that you have done all you can do with what you've been given, is the only thing that matters in the end. To hold on to your innocence no matter what. To not let the dark experiences of this world take away your pure heart. To not be tainted like the lotus that sits upon the mud, that grows from it, that isn't stained. That we can be in the essence, but not be affected by the glamour around it. That we can have the discernment to see the truth through all the presentations, the ways that make us feel that somehow, because they are name dropping one guru after another, that they are something special beyond you, and that you need to pay to go sit there and listen to their guru stories over and over and over again. It's delusional. Be with what is, and the truth will rise in you. That is the way I believe I can help, if you're able to hear what I'm saying. To be with what is, and to not try to get away from yourself. And that requires more and more subtle attunement to when you might be getting away from yourself. To see how your thoughts whisper to you to get away from yourself. That you're in danger, that you need to change something that's happening. That you need to do something, that you need to get away, that you need to get away. The end truth is, there is no getting away. There is no savior. You are your own salvation. You are your own light. And if you don't feel that now, then you need to go deeper and feel deeper. And that is the only support that I provide, even in the retreats or anything I say or do, is that to help to provide the context for that to happen without the glamour, without the show, and without the need to embellish the simple truth that there is no technique or gimmick that will take you where you want to be, that there is only what you are, that you aren't realizing if you don't already know that you are that light that you are reaching for in the people you seek to help you.